Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we are going to be reading the statements from Tom Brady, Bruce Arians, and Jason Licht on the return of Tom Brady to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This will be a really quick video. It's essentially a follow-up video to the post I made earlier talking about the official return of Tom Brady. This is how everybody found out, was Tom Brady announced it on social media, which leads me to believe that nobody outside of the Buccaneers organization truly had any idea as to whether or not Tom Brady was going to return to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to give a few more thoughts on what it means for Tom Brady to come back to the team here towards the end of this video. So if you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button if you do enjoy these types of videos, and leave your thoughts and opinions about these statements down in the comment section below. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen these statements on Twitter and Instagram and everything else in between, but I wanted to read them and give my thoughts and opinions on them in a video format. So let's go ahead and start off with Tom Brady's statement that says, "These past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands. That time will come, but it's not now. I love my teammates and I love my supportive family. They make it all possible. I'm coming back for my 23rd season in Tampa. Unfinished business, LFG," which stands for Let's Effing Go, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to say let's freaking go. But yeah, unfinished business, right? What does that mean? Well, of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost in the divisional round of this most recent playoffs to the eventual Super Bowl winning LA Rams. Tom Brady wants to give it another go at winning a Super Bowl. Also, another important distinction to make here. Tom Brady said, "I'm coming back for my 23rd season in Tampa." Folks, he's not going to get traded to the San Francisco 49ers. He's not going to get traded to some other team. He is coming back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is still under contract. This is where Tom Brady will be playing for his 23rd season. This statement came out at 7:13 p.m., which again, nobody knew this was going to happen until Tom Brady made that announcement himself. So again, leads me to believe that nobody outside of the Buccaneers organization knew what Tom Brady was truly thinking, besides maybe a couple of people and Tom Brady himself. So yeah, Tom Brady's officially back. The man said it himself. This isn't just speculation from the media, nothing along those lines. Tom Brady is back. Let's go ahead and read Bruce Arians' statement now following the return of Tom Brady. Bruce Arians says, "Tom Brady loves to play football as much as anyone I have ever been around. As Tom said, his place right now is on the football field. He is still playing at a championship level and was as productive as anyone in the league last season. We are ecstatic that he decided to continue playing and working toward winning another championship." Yeah, that is something that a lot of people pointed out when Tom Brady retired was, man, you know, we saw guys like Drew Brees, like Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, all these guys retired when they knew they were done, basically, right? They weren't putting up good stats. They were getting carried essentially to playoff berths, if you could say, by their teams with good defenses and good players around them and whatnot. You saw that with guys like Manning, Brees, and Roethlisberger. Not Tom Brady. He was still, if not leading the league, top of the league in terms of passing yards, touchdowns, you name it. Tom Brady was doing really good at it, to the point where people thought, you know, he should have won MVP over a guy like Aaron Rodgers. And that's not a crazy, insane argument to make. There is a legitimate case that could have been made there. So I completely understand where Bruce Arians is coming from when he's saying that, hey, Tom Brady was playing at the top of the league last season, and they're going to work towards winning another championship. And, you know, yeah, that is the expectation now, right? Is it's going back to Super Bowl or bust for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's got to be the expectations now when Tom Brady is your quarterback again. And, yeah, it's going to be fascinating and amazing to see what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to continue to do this offseason to build around Tom Brady. They have a lot of their own guys out there as free agents right now. We'll see if they bring any of them back. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on that a little bit later on in this video. But Yeah, it should be really interesting now that Brady is back. Let's continue on to Jason Light's statement, which says, "We are thrilled that Tom has decided to come back this season. We said we would leave all options open for him should he reconsider his retirement, and today's announcement is something we have been preparing for in recent days." So again, Jason Licht seems like he knew Tom Brady was more likelier than not going to return to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bruce Arians seems like the same thing. Seems like more likelier than not he knew also that Tom Brady was preparing to come back to the Bucs. Bruce and I have had plenty of conversations with Tom recently that led us to believe there was a realistic chance he would want to come back. Tom is the greatest quarterback of all time who is still playing at an elite level. Again, there you see that again, where yes, Tom Brady was playing at an elite level. With this decision now made, we will continue to move forward with our offseason plans to reload this roster for another championship run. That was the statement from Jason Licht. Now, you look at some of the guys who are potential free agents here for the Bucs. Carlton Davis, Alex Kappa, Ryan Jensen, Leonard Fournette. The list goes on with some other big names, but those are kind of the big four guys. Chris Godwin's already been re-signed to the Bucs. These guys potentially returning to the team, and Ndamukong Suh's also in there as well. Couldn't forget about him. There's more guys I'm forgetting, but just bear with me, right? There are some big name guys that may potentially leave. But now with Tom Brady returning, are you able to get a guy like Leonard Fournette at a little bit less money, maybe back on a one-year deal, and he says, hey, I'm going to give it one more run here with Tom Brady? Or do they go out and try and get more money and focus on that situation? That's kind of where you're going to see what's going on here with some of these Buccaneers free agents in terms of what they want to do with their careers here now in the future. I think that this does make it more likely for guys like Ryan Jensen, Alex Kappa, Rob Gronkowski. I have no doubt that Rob Gronkowski will come back for one more season now. I think that is going to be pretty much set in stone. I think you can already assume that that is going to happen. But other guys who are on the roster right now or not on the roster who are potential free agents coming up here soon, I think the chances of them coming back potentially for a couple $1 million less than what other teams may pay them is more likelier now. It's going to be a very interesting thing to see and pay attention to, especially a guy like Ryan Jensen. There was reports that Jensen was going to be making, top dollar in free agency, and the Buccaneers would love to keep him. But, Jensen obviously wants to be one of the higher paid centers in the league. Now, he may be willing to take a little bit less money to come back and play with Tom Brady, give it one more go, and see what happens. Similar things can be said for guys like Leonard Fournette, among some other people. Carlton Davis, that's still a little bit of a tricky situation. We'll see what happens with him, because that man could get like $18 million in free agency, and I don't think that'd be surprising at all. So we'll have to wait and see. The Buccaneers are going to have to do some very good amounts of cap gymnastics to get under the cap and also work to bring back some of their free agents as well. We'll have to wait and see what types of moves they do make in terms of helping out their cap situation and bring back some of their current guys, or I guess potential free agents, I should say. But now with Tom Brady coming back, as I said in my previous video, changes the game completely. The expectations for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have changed dramatically. They are back to being Super Bowl contenders, and the possibility of bringing back some of these free agents that I think a lot of people may have thought would have left the team has also increased dramatically as well. And it's going to be really interesting to see what new players the Tampa Bay Buccaneers bring in regarding running backs or wide receivers and all these other different positions. This offseason just got a whole heck of a lot more fun, and based on the statements from Jason Licht, Bruce Arians, and Tom Brady, there's unfinished business, and they're ready to go back and take another crack at winning a Super Bowl, and it feels oh so good. But what do you guys think about these statements? What do you think about the free agency situation that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are dealing with now? Again, the free agency period, the tampering period, the legal tampering period, is 13 hours away as of the recording of this video. It is currently 11 p.m. at night on Sunday night. Monday at noon is when the legal tampering period starts. Going to be a ton of videos tomorrow. I think I have one more video coming out late tonight, so stay tuned for that as well. It's going to be talking about Ali Marpet, but man, this offseason has just ramped up in a huge way, folks, and we're going to have everything covered for you here on this channel, so stay tuned. thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.